that's going to put it up right away. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
From the 25 on second down, Lance. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Lance and company going on 4th down. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. And the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
Demario Davis there on the stop.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Elijah Mitchell, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Carr going to throw.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
From midfield, here's Carr. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Throwing again on second down. Carr drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The Saints at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year. Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints.
A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Lutz good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
On second down, here's Mitchell.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
This defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
First down, here's Mitchell.
Room here to run. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
These two teams all tied after one. Right back to Mitchell on second down.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Elijah Mitchell.
His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the 49ers have taken the lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
10 seconds.
Now a play fake. Lance.
He'll buy some time right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, Things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Carr. Flushed out right. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara.
And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Saints are back within a score.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the ends.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers.
Elijah Mitchell
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down.
Here's Carr.
And that's caught. It's Bryan Edwards.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
4 receivers now. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down and 4. Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Carr. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3, 4th down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They run. It's Kamara. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. They run over center with Mitchell. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
156 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Davis Price on 1st and 10.
And some room to maneuver. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
And Lance now to throw.
Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Lance.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Carr. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, as the first half is winding down, and the Saints are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead will shrink to 6. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Chris Olave with his second touchdown of the night. And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that one puts them on top here in the third. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards on the play. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Trying the right side with Mitchell.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers.
Elijah Mitchell.
55 yards.
And the Niners have retaken a third-quarter lead.
So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a play fake. Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down.
Back to Kamara for another catch.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the 2nd half.
Buying time to his left.
That's caught downfield by Kittle.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
My, 242 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Once again, it's Mitchell.
And a solid run down inside the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Lance.
Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll get this down to the 10. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Running left, here's Mitchell.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
They'll run with Mitchell.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's an excellent stop right there here in this tie game. They're doing their best to hold the fort and at least force a field goal attempt.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Once more with Mitchell.
And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
Elijah Mitchell
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Niners have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. We had a high-scoring first half, and that really has continued here into the second half.
If you like defense, there's no way you can continue to watch this, but you probably are with your fingers spread, right? Watching them through those eyes, trying to say, my goodness, when can they stop someone? But this game is so much fun if you're watching it, because the competitiveness of both offenses going at each other, it's been a blast.
A lot of entertainment. Play action. Now it's Carr.
Crossing route catch made by Johnson.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On play action, now Carr. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
The center receiver in motion to the right. Now Carr, got to have this one. Got an open man, it's Olave. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 38, Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Here's Carr to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion. They'll go for it. It's Carr. He completes it to Olave. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave, 38 yards. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well, as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And Lance going to throw. This will be caught at Samuel. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. Is it normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that? Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
And they'll go for it. Lance.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
17.
Play action. Now it's Lance.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. This is caught inside the 15. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 46 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Again, it's Kamara. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one's going to wind up incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. So they pass on the chance to kick the go-ahead field goal, and that may be one they're going to regret big time.
And I think the head coach is going to have some splaining to do, right? Because in this situation, you kick the field goal to give yourself that chance at victory. By going for it, maybe you're saying you don't trust your field goal kicker, or maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe the kicker's hurt. So there'll be a lot of questions at the post-game press conference.
Makes the rest of this 4th quarter and the rest of this game very interesting.
Now Lance.
He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man complete. A big play there for the Niners. 74 yards. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
Here's Lance.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown. And they've broken our tie here in the final minute. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, they've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone.
Yeah. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over.
Because normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this